I'm meteorologist Amy Sweezey answering your weather questions. And today, Martin from Palm Coast, Florida wants to know how hurricanes get their names. Great question, Martin. Thanks for asking. The process of naming hurricanes has actually evolved over the centuries, and today it's maintained and updated by an international committee of the World Meteorological Organization. Now, in the early days, the 1800s or even before, storms were named pretty arbitrarily based on where it formed, where it made landfall, or really whatever someone wanted to call it. One story says that a meteorologist in Australia even used names from politicians he didn't like. In World War II, the Army and Navy would name storms after their wives or girlfriends. The formal naming of storms started in 1950 when the then US Weather Bureau started using the phonetic alphabet. In 1953, the phonetic alphabet was replaced by a list of female names created just 2 years before the National Hurricane Center was established in 1955. In 1979, male names were added to rotate with the female names. Now, here's how it works. There are 6 lists that we use of Atlantic hurricane names, and those lists of names are rotated every 6 years. So a list of names in 2026, for instance, was the same list of names that was used in 2020. The only names that are different are the ones replacing a retired name. If a storm is memorable, whether because of cost or damage or loss of life, the WMO will make the decision to retire the name. A retired name gets replaced on the list the next time it cycles around. So, for instance, the name that starts with the letter L on the 2026 list is Leah. Leah is a new name replacing Laura, which was retired from the 2020 list. There are always 21 names on the list in alphabetical order, with a few letters getting skipped. The gender of the storm name rotates too. If the name starting with A is a female name, the next name that starts with B will be a traditional male name. The next year's list will be the opposite. The A name storm will be a male name and B will switch to female. Now, despite the male female names, hurricanes are not people. It is still proper grammar to refer to a storm as an it rather than a he or a she. If more than 21 storms form in one season, like what happened in 2005, the Greek alphabet was used to name the additional storms in that year. But in 2020, when more than 21 storms formed again, the WMO decided to create an alternate list of names to be used only when we exceed 21 names in a season. If you were hoping to have your name added to the list, you'd be surprised how many people ask this question. It's probably not going to happen, but you never know. I mean, so much for Hurricane Amy, right? The WMO follows some strict guidelines when they're choosing names, which can be found online on their website if you want to check it out. And I'll include that link down in the description. If your name is on the list, it's random, and you're either lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. Here's another thing to note. Tropical disturbances that are organized tropical areas of low pressure and tropical depressions, tropical lows with winds up to 38 miles per hour, do not get named. Once a depression reaches wind speeds of 39 miles per hour, then it's considered a tropical storm and assigned the next name on that season's list. That's why social media can get super confusing sometimes. A lot of people will start talking and posting about possible Arthur or potential Bertha long before a storm is actually named. And lots of times that disturbance never does reach tropical storm status and never gets named. So then when Arthur or Bertha do get names, you're like, wait a minute, I thought we had Arthur 2 weeks ago. So I guess it's just a reminder to be very careful which social media accounts you follow and listen to. There's a lot of fake accounts and people looking for clicks and money, and they really have no meteorological background or knowledge. So, like with everything, use caution who you're listening to online. And one final thought about storm names. Once a tropical storm has a name, if it continues to grow and reaches wind speeds of 74 miles per hour, it becomes a hurricane. It keeps the same name. So tropical storm Chris continues to be Hurricane Chris if it becomes a hurricane. Thank you, Martin from Palm Coast, for this great Ask Amy question today. Please hit like and subscribe to see more content and support my channel. If you would like to have a weather question answered, you can submit it at any time to my website, amysweezey.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.